A national sales tax replaces the income tax, equalizing based on gain, not labor. Equality under the law simplifies government by design. This page changed with the August 20, 2025 edit. The billionaire and the beggar pay the same percentage. The Constitution, Amendment 16, prohibits Congress from using a census and an enumeration to determine the individual income tax. This solution funds constitutional government activity, as well as making life simpler and less costly for the governed people. Amendment 16 was supposed to make the income tax a flat percentage rate for everyone. Equality under the law, required by Amendment 14, quote, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws, end quote. This form of taxation still requires lots of paperwork, as well as information the government is not constitutionally authorized to collect. The beggar's income is not easily recorded. The billionaire's income is easily hidden. The growing population of religious and other charitable tax-exempt organizations end up reducing the numbers of those who are required to pay taxes. From 1776, with the Declaration, our government is supposed to work to equally protect the rights and provide the constitutionally authorized services to all persons, whether they own big or little businesses, religions, charities, or none of them. With this, we must find an easy, relatively painless way for all of them to pay their equal portion for the cost of delivering clean, honest, and transparent government. Taxation equality. The income tax system is not evenly applied to all people based on the same type of income, therefore does not provide equal protection under the law. The proposed alternate tax is a national sales tax. The benefit here is that it is the same sales tax rate for the beggar and the billionaire. Both the beggar and the billionaire spend money. Both do not always generate constitutionally taxable income. A national sales tax also does not have to concern itself with whether or not rich people are hiding their money in foreign banks or paying to themselves huge wages and bonuses because they are spending at least some of their money locally anyhow. And if buying from out of country, they are taxed with tariffs and import taxes. A fair, equal protection tax requires three things. 1. A well-informed population. 2. Government officers willing to adhere to and not violate the terms of the Constitution of the United States of America, that they swear or affirm oath to support and defend against enemies, foreign and domestic. 3. A well-thought-out tax plan that applies equally to everyone. Putting it all together, when the billionaire, Warren Buffett, stated on national television he pays less income tax than his secretary, the rich do not always pay a greater portion of dollars on their income, in spite of the fact that they are charged a much greater rate. This indicates that there are many loopholes that the richer portion of society has available and uses to reduce their actual tax burden, a burden which then is shouldered by the poorer citizens, such as the secretaries. The fair tax, a national sales tax. The National Sales Tax Code can be written on a paper no larger than a standard business card in the same font used in this sentence. The nation's government already tracks the national GDP, gross domestic product. In addition, in order to create a budget of any sort, government officers must present a request for funds they will need, hopefully, for the next fiscal year. Before addressing equations and formula, we must take into account the Constitution's Article 6, Paragraph 1, about how to reduce the nation's debt to manageable constitutional levels. With the change from the Articles of Confederation to the Constitution of the United States of America, they abolished all unconstitutional debt not authorized by the Articles, by not honoring it under the Constitution. Also, we must take into account the closure of all unconstitutional offices and unconstitutional government operations. These citizens are not obligated to pay any debt that the representatives authorized in violation of the Constitution they swore an oath to defend. That debt gets returned to those government officers personally to settle. Though people are likely to save more money and spend less, the sales tax rate is adjusted with the new budget and the previous year's results. People will continue to buy what they desire and need. If the people invest more, the gains from the investment should also increase what people spend, buying stuff that is taxed. This does not rely on a census or an enumeration. Rich people spend far more money than poor people. Thus, each richer person pays a greater dollar value in taxes than each of the poorer people. But there are far more poor people than richer. Now, Warren Buffett can feel better that he will be paying an equal percentage as his secretary, but a much greater dollar value of tax as a sales tax than does his secretary. The greatest social benefit with this fair tax system, created with Amendment 16 restrictions, it does not punish a person for trying to get ahead and join the ranks of the better off. The fair tax system, detailed on this page, eliminates nearly all of the individual accounting paperwork. The bulk of the paperwork is now done by far fewer entities, such as the businesses and other organizations, churches, charitable, tax-exempt, etc. With this, the IRS may be reopened, and they can focus on far fewer accounts. Everyone benefits from clean, honest government, even foreigners. With a national sales tax, they all pay according to their use, by way of their spending. Up next, national debt reduction. Governments derive their just power from the consent of the governed, 1776. The governed people, by design, are intended to work together as a unified body, controlling the government's powers, equally protecting each other's rights. End page content.